Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. I see what he's up to. So he can spend all of his mana, I think, to do that a lot of times. Very nice. Very nice. I hope we don't die to it.
Today on Commander Replay, we take our first look at Adeline Resplendent Cathar and find out if we can stop our opponent's day-night combo. Next on Commander Replay. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon, the link below. Welcome back, everyone. Playing some Adeline Resplendent Cathar today. Let's take a look at this opener. 2 lands, but Smothering Tithe and Skull Clamp. Oh. I'm cheating on lands a little bit in this deck, but we're just going to pray for that third plains. I think Skull Clamp is going to be insanely good with this commander, to the point where I think you should probably be running multiple tutors for Skull Clamp in this deck. I think it's going to be that good, so that's why I'm keeping this hand, keeping it on the strength of Skull Clamp and our commander. Opponent gets themselves a turn 1 Soul Ring. Yep, they're going to be in fast motion. Land for our opponent brings it to our turn. There's a Divine Visitation, not the land we're looking for. I'm going to go for the Commander's Plate first, just in case anyone's feeling spunky with artifact removal. Commander's Plate, also insanely good in monocolor decks. Really makes it difficult to block and use spot removal on your stuff. Burnish Chart. Yep. More ramp. Opponent off to the races over there. Not the best. Goldline Commander is not a land. Play a Skull Clamp, and we'll pass like that. Come on, third land. Signet for opponent. Cracks a Burnish Chart. Yep. Gets 2 lands. Let's take a look at what our commander does. So, Adeline Resplendent Cathar, 3 mana for an 0/4, or a star 4, rather. Not Star Forge, that's Path to Exile. But it has Vigilance, and it says its power is equal to the number of creatures you control, and whenever you attack, for each opponent, create a 1/1 white human creature token that's tapped and attacking that player or a planeswalker they control. Really cool. Really cool card. There's 3 words on here that make me so incredibly happy, and that's for each opponent. Back when Ari Nie was still on Twitter, him and I would discuss various things, and one of the things that came up is I'm like, you could fix so many bad white cards by just putting for each opponent on them. And that's exactly what's happened here. I don't know if they took my advice per se. The answer that I got from him was sort of like, go away, kid. But anyway, someone over at WotC figured it out and put for each opponent on this card, and that makes me so happy, and I would really like to see that on white cards going forward. Anyway, while I was talking, we did catch that land that we so badly need, so that makes me happy. Don't have to have a non-game here because we got land screwed. And yeah, the plan next turn is hopefully going to be suit our commander up and eat a token with a Skull Clamp and then try to get to our lands, because that seems like a really good idea. By the way, if you like what I do here, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Or Golem's Eye for opponent. And a Signet. He's got some ramp over there. He is ramping. We'll take a peek at the deck. So the other thing we're doing today is I didn't bring any swords today. No swords of X and Y today. Do have a couple other equipments in the deck. I definitely have a crutch with mono white, which is using all of the swords of X and Y a lot, which is great. They're fantastic cards, but I have a lot of decks that use them, and most of them are pretty expensive. So if Adeline is like your 10th commander deck or something like that, you probably don't have swords of X and Y left over. So anyway, I took the challenge of building without using the swords of X and Y today, but they will most definitely help you if you do want to include them in your own deck. But let's take a look at some of the more interesting options. One, we talked about Skull Clamp a little bit. I think it's going to be insane with this deck. Like I said, I think you'll want multiple ways to tutor for it. These 2 happen to be expensive, but there are also many budget alternatives. Relic Seeker, Open the Armory, even like, what's the 4-mana cat? Tajnar Swordsmith, I think is the name of it, is a great budget option just to go dig for a Skull Clamp. Or even Stonehewer Giant is a fantastic card. I think it's pretty cheap right now. So I do think Skull Clamp is a really big deal for this deck. Just a couple other interesting things. I'm really interested to try out the Sure Strike Trident. Theoretically, Adeline could have a giant number as her power, and then you just use this to shoot players out of the game. Sort of a way to give a little bit of reach where mono white doesn't tend to have it, especially when you're playing tokens like this. So could be an interesting little thing. We got Eye of Vecna testing it out for some card draw. Got Sigardian Splendor testing out for some card draw. Guardian of Faith has quickly become one of my new favorite white creatures. I do think Mentor of the Meek is also going to be insane with this deck, and you may want the tutor for it. Even though those are getting a little expensive, I think, because I think that's also going to be crazy good with this commander. Got Jazal Goldmane in here, one that I've been trying to get on camera for a long time. Also, I think Gold Knight Commander can be really good with this commander, too.
Got Enduring Angel in the deck just to test it out. Hopefully we run into it. We've also got Vanquish the Horde as the new board wipe. Other than that, fairly standard mono white tokens stuff. Those are the more interesting bits, I think. So anyway, let's get back to our turn here. Put a commander's plate. Oh god, it's 3 to equip? Yeah, we'll wait on that. We will wait on that. Bright New Era has a birthing pod, so we'll go that way. And there's the trigger. Do we need to choose targets, or does it just kind of happen? It just kind of happens. Cool. I kind of ran out of room for it, but I think Dolmen Gate is also going to be really good with this commander. I do have Reconnaissance in the deck, though, and that's one that I don't usually get to run very often. Let's start Skull Clamp with some tokens, find our way to that next land. There's the next land. Play a Tectonic Edge, play an Esper Sentinel, Skull Clamp our commander. I suppose we could have did that different. If we Skull Clamp a token, then we'll be over the max hand size, which I'm not really excited about. This is fine. Definitely could have got an extra draw in there, but oops. I feel a little better after that. We got a bunch of card draw going. We got an Esper Sentinel, even more card draw, and we've got the Smothering Tithe to kind of follow it all up, which should be pretty good. So far from the little bit that I've looked at Adeline, I really like what it does. The fact that it gives you bodies to work with, it creates tokens, which historically there just haven't been good token producers in white, especially legendary ones. And 2, it also scales. It scales well with Commander, and I think that's a really big deal. Opponent is going to create some copies of our stuff. They unfortunately pay for the Esper Sentinel, but now that there's 2 Esper Sentinels, it'll be pretty difficult for opponents to pay. So we'll both probably get the draw. But yeah, more so than a lot of other white commanders, I feel like Adeline just has a nice toolkit to work with. The Skull Clamp thing, the Mentor of the Meek thing, particularly because white card draw is really hard to come by, so that feels very impactful to me. There is decent support for tokens in white, like if you just drop a Divine Visitation, then everyone's got 4/4s coming at them, and that's pretty cool. Oh, that's a Dockside. That Dockside's going to make some mana. Maybe we need a Hushbringer in this deck. One of the things I did see when I was poking around at deck lists for Adeline 2 is that Hate Bears do seem to be a popular way to take this commander, and that's certainly a thing you could do, especially if you're at a stronger table and you want to build this. Just load it up with Hate Bears and then use those to slow the game down, and then I think you can use Adeline to just generate value with the tokens and eventually get there with damage. That's a Magus of the Wheel. Not at all excited for that one. We have a lot of... we can play the Smothering Tithe to counteract the Magus of the Wheel as long as they don't get haste here. There's an Imperial Recruiter. Yep. Our hand is full of gas, and I really would rather not wheel all of this stuff. What'd opponent get? Toski coming in. Okay. They searched for the Toski, so they're looking for the card draw. And they Birthing Pod the Recruiter. For a Kiki Jiki. No big deal. Oh, Kiki Jiki's on top of their library. They got an Oracle of Moldiah into play. Okay. Yeah, we definitely need to get that Smothering Tithe in. Somehow in all of that, we didn't draw. Really like to draw a card. We need to find another land. I really, really want to find another land before we get back to our turn. Opponent puts Umori in their hand. They're going to cast Umori. That does not help us with the card draw at all. That's Mentor of the Meek. That is not the land we were looking for. Wow, our hand is just so full of gas. I mean, it's just got to be Smothering Tithe. There's just no way around it. Can't pay. I don't think Zombie's going to block that. You have to trade in 2 things. Especially one being the Esper Sentinel. Opponent's going to do some blocks, and that's why I think Dolmen Gate is going to be really good with this deck. Just need to figure out something I can cut to get it in here, because this is exactly what I was worried about. You attack, and then you kind of lose the bodies if opponents just have stuff out, so definitely think that's going to be a good thing. Really need, like, mono white Iroas. I guess there's the Unicorn. I think the Unicorn does that. Have to check into that after the game. Zombie paid. Yeah, everyone's ramped like crazy, so it's not the best. Here comes Ramos. Yep. Clothis trigger. Gonna exile their Burnished Heart. Let's take a look at what our opponents are playing today. First up, we have Zombie Caller piloting Ramos Dragon Engine. He's playing some theme today, but I forgot what it is. So we'll have to figure it out as he gets going. But Ramos, pretty strong, flying, and can make a ton of mana. We are soft to flyers with this deck. This is a ground-based deck. Has a couple flyers in it, but yeah. Trying to keep a Ramos away might be difficult for us. Core Haven would be the thing we want to find. In the middle, we've got Bright New Era piloting Clothis, God of Destiny. And so far, it looks like red-green good stuff. Birthing Pod, the Dockside Extortionist. Oh, or what? Rexage, Smothering Tithe? Don't be that. Yep, Rexage, Smothering Tithe, Wheel. Yep. We're going to pray that we find a Maria Shepherd, because we are losing so many good cards when this wheel goes off. Yep, nope, exactly what I thought was going to happen into a million lands. We did find the Core Haven. Might just have to Winds of Abandon. Yep, that's always how that goes. We did catch 2 card draw lands. I guess we still have the Skull Clamp. We can do Skull Clamp things, but opponent's going to play a Mirror March. Triggers the Esper Sentinels. Well, we draw. It's Thran Dynamo. That'll get us going quicker, which we need pretty badly. Well, this is a creature, which means we could exile it. I might do that. Abundance for opponent. Toski over to Asgard. Oh, Zombie's playing Homunculus. Can't imagine there's too many good ones of those. Rites of Flourishing for opponent. That's really helpful to us, actually. Drop 2 lands in every turn. Another land, yep. We really want that Rites of Flourishing in play, so we can keep dropping lands. Underworld Dreams. Cute. Cute. I mean, that'll be good against, like, Toski and probably some of the green stuff over there, although... Abundance, I think, shuts that down. Growing Rites of Itlamok. That's a nasty one. Thespian Stage, not great, although the Thespian Stage will help when, when the Cradle flips over. That just gave me a thought. There's a Doomscar. Maybe we Doomscar instead. A better way to do it might be, I mean, how long can we last against the green deck? I think I might try to hold out for one more turn. Let's get Thespian Stage in play and Core Haven. Thran Dynamo. Esper Sentinel will trigger. Pay 1 to prevent. No, it's fine. We can just straight hard cast the Doomscar. You know what? We can equip our commander right here. Commander's a 9/6. That's pretty wild. Yeah, the power gets big. We'll swing that into Bright because they messed up our hand pretty good, and they really have a lot going on. So, notably, there is a Heroic Intervention, so we probably will have to Winds of Abandon. Opponent's going to block some of the tokens. Yeah, we'll foretell the Doomscar. Opponent draw. Nope, they don't draw off that. It's not cast yet. Rites of Flourishing, Underworld Dreams. Signet into the Esper Sentinel. They pay. Sunrise Cavalier, Trample Haste. If it's neither day nor night, it becomes day as it enters the battlefield. It's now day. We get a day token. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Trample Haste. Little underwhelming, I think. If it was each creature you control, I could get excited about that. For standard, it's probably fine. For EDH, little underwhelming. There's a clone coming in. Cloning Rexage. Shooting our Commander's Plate. Don't love it. Yeah, I mean, I think you could go Voltron-esque with this, too. Just being a 3-mana creature with Vigilance means putting swords on it isn't terrible. You're going to get bodies, which are, like, naturally going to help with blocking and not getting crushed by sack effects, stuff like that. Rites of Flourishing. They have a Chaos Warp on top, so they have Chaos Warp and Heroic Intervention. They're going to exile our Commander's Plate. Lovely. I have a feeling we're about to get punished for not playing the board wipe. Genesis Hydra is not as bad as it could be. It's a decent card, but you see a red-green deck tapping up for a bunch of mana, you're like, oh god, it's going to be Hoof or something as bad as that. They can get a Greater Good, which is, like, super nasty. Although, with an Underworld Dreams in play, man, I gotta play Underworld Dreams more. Yeah, they're getting the Greater Good, so, like, this might get interesting. I'm actually a little excited about this. Man, I think I traded the Underworld Dreams I had. I had a Legends one. Being that I traded it 4 or 5 years ago, it's probably worth way more than that now. Oh god, it's $100. I'm very sad. I think I got about 25 for it. Oh, that sucks. There is a Toski coming our way. It's a 1/1 with Trample. We'll just throw a 1/1 in front. 10th edition Underworld Dreams, less than $2. Agent of Erebos. That's the exile all cards from target player's graveyard. 1. Yeah, I'm not going to like that if it hits us. Goes for the green deck first. Love it. They might get all of us, though, depending on how many things they can cast this turn. All their stuff into exile. No Dockside coming back. No Kiki coming back. Love it. Doubling Season. Ew. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Olivia's Midnight Ambush. If it's night, that creature gets -13/-13 instead. Shooting the Agent of Erebos. I don't think they want that going off. I'm totally cool with that. More lands, of course. Seems to be all we can draw. We found the pocket of lands. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them in a row. That is a lot. Angel of Invention is a card that does a little bit. Love it. Farika coming in. Yep. Oh, all these gods are creatures right now. Yeah, we're going to Winds of Abandon. We are going to Winds of Abandon. They could sack a bunch first to make it not a creature, but Greater Good, they'll have to lose some life. Brings back to our turn. Ooh, a Pearl Medallion is more ramp that we need. I'm going to hold off on our land plays for a second just because I do want to get these in, but we also need white mana. We have very little white mana. There's another land. Really need a Walking Atlas. We need some way to get all these lands out of our hand. We can just dump them onto the battlefield somehow. we'd get very far ahead. Start by playing the Pearl Medallion into the Esper Sentinel. Not paying. Yeah, I think we need to overload this Winds of Abandon. Let's see how Bright wants to play this. Very excited with this Underworld Dreams in play. Man, I gotta play Underworld Dreams more. Doesn't sack anything. Cool. Oh, we have Commander. Yeah, we have Commander Lethal on Bright. Let's cast the Angel of Invention. I do like the idea of gaining some life back here, so I think instead of the servos, I'm gonna go just to pump it up. Let's go +1/+1 counters. Swing our commander into Bright and get the other members of the team going to Asgard. Send this one to Zombie. Wow, our commander has 10 power. That's what I was talking about with the Trident. That's not nothing. You can poke some people down if they're low on life. And a Bright New Era goes down. 26 commander damage. Other players at 15 and 29. And that brings it to Zombie's turn with the Rites of Flourishing and Underworld Dreams trigger on the stack. If either opponent has a board wipe, we are very exposed and they will most definitely play it. Winds of Abandon is a very, very tricky and skill-intensive card. So, like, if we don't just kill them right there, they will probably win the game based on the number of lands that they just pulled out of their deck. Because green draws so well, they can really use that mana better than probably most colors. And yes, you'll slow them down in the mid game, but you'll supercharge them for the late game. They're going to have way more lands than they would have otherwise and can just do a lot of things. And so it's tricky. I don't run it everywhere because of that. It is a tricky card. It will give and it will take. Mnemonic Deluge, yeah, I'm sure this is going to be bad. Exile target instant or sorcery card, copy it 3 times, may cast them without paying mana costs. I think we're doing a full board reset right here. Artifacts and enchantments, creatures, and yep, full board reset. Glad we got a bunch of those lands in. We still have way too many lands. Adeline to the command zone. Would love another protection spell or 2 in this deck. Again, just testing stuff out. Bringer of the Black Dawn, nice. Vampiric Tutor every turn. Oh, the Bringer cards. I played a Bringer's deck on the channel once a long time ago. It wasn't great. The problem is that the best thing to do with them is just take extra turns, and that's not a thing that I really like to do. Pretty heinous for the rest of the table. Silly cards, though. Silly cards. I do wish the white one didn't have Wooburg in its cost, because there have been points in Commander where I definitely would have played the white one if it were mono-white. Grim Guardian coming in for opponent. Our final opponent, by the way, is Asgard Iron, piloting Farika, companioned with Umori the Collector, but Umori now in exile, so kind of a tough spot there. And the card type they've chosen is everything in their deck is an enchantment. Zombies all the way down to 7. I think you gotta be careful. Down to 6. Oh, what's this? Whenever another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, lose 1 life. Oh, yeah, they have the Farika ability. That's a thing. That's a thing. Sun Titan is a card. Sun Titan can get us back many good things. Mentor of the Meek, Guardian of Faith, Pearl Medallion, Skull Clamp, yeah, or Esper Sentinel. All very good things. No boots in there, sadly. Let's get the Bonders Enclave in. How much mana do we actually have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 mana. Commander is going to be 5 now. I don't think Esper Sentinel does that much here. I think Skull Clamp does, though. Sun Titan, get back Skull Clamp. That's going to get us card draw into, hopefully, things that matter. So many lands. Use the ability. Equip it onto the Sun Titan. And that's it for us. Pass like that. Bringer of the Black Dawn trigger. Nice. Asgard said it sucks where he's at because he doesn't have traditional card draw or ramp. Yeah, that's a rough place to be. That means you definitely want both of these lands and also Makokoro and Gaia Reach. That being the case. Zombie goes down to 4. See what he wants to do. He's got to deal with this thing, I think. Because he's at very low life. Celestus. It's neither day nor night. It becomes day as it enters the battlefield. He's going to change it. He's going to change it from day to night. Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. Weird. He said he's running like a 6-card combo or something with minimal protection and no real backup plan. Gonna make us mill 2. Oh, land a Marry a Shepherd, not a Marry a Shepherd. Oh, that's the one we need. Oh. Yeah, the hand disruption in the mill has been not amazing this game. We have lost so many good cards. So many good cards. I had Cleric class in here, but I cut it at the last second. I needed to get rid of 1 card, and that would allow you to get back this Amaria Shepherd. It is very expensive to do that, though. I do have to wonder if you're better off just running Miraculous Recovery, if you don't care about the other modes that much. Zombie's going to gain a life with the Celestus. I guess it's Celestus. Try to say that right. Oubliette. Well, that's definitely coming at our Sun Titan. Targeting the Sun Titan. Yep. Dismantling Wave. Ooh, our Skull Clamp is phased out, which means we could actually cycle the Dismantling Wave if we wanted to draw. That is a lot of mana, though. That'd be our entire turn, basically. But it would get rid of this guy, which is also important. So maybe we're doing that. They're going to poke us for 1. Well, there's the Lightning Greaves that we need. That might speak more to... Yeah, okay. We'll just regular Dismantling Wave then. Get the Oubliette. I think Zombie's going to do something pretty interesting with the Celestus, so I'm going to just shoot his Skyclave Relic instead. I'm curious to see what he's up to. Dismantling Wave. Oh, it comes in tapped? Really? Yeah, I might have did something else if I knew it was coming in tapped. Play the Plains. Cast our Commander. And we'll have exactly enough for Boots. Love it. Put Boots on our Commander. Does this thing have Death Touch? It does have Death Touch. That's not the best. Sorry, Zombie. Death Touch. Although, well, they can make a lot of Death Touchers. We'll get 3 1/1s. Its power will get bigger. Zombie can make a token, I think. This actually isn't going to pan out all that well. We're going to end up with 1 token. Nope, we're going to end up with no tokens. Yeah, that was not a great attack. Probably should have left that back. Whoops. For some reason, I was thinking it would have 5 power and then it would trade with the Bringer, but a player is gone, so it doesn't make a 3rd token. Opponent's going to start exiling stuff. Bringer of the Black Dawn, he's down to 2 life. He needs to gain life, I think is probably the best thing for him to do right here. Component Collector. Switches day to night. Whenever day or night switches, you may tap or untap target non-land permanent. Interesting. I'm sure that's part of the combo. They're going to mill us more. Reconnaissance and Buried Ruin. Oh, I wish this was Aurelia. We have so many things we need to pull out with this Sun Titan. We're just not going to be able to get them all. Brimstone Vandal. Switches day to night. Does 1 damage to each opponent when day and night switch. And they're going to flip it with the Celestus. And they get to tap or untap. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. I see what he's up to. So he can spend all of his mana, I think, to do that a lot of times. Very nice. Very nice. I hope we don't die to it. It's a cute combo, though. He's back up to 3 life. We're down to 20. Flips day and night again. Triggers everything again. Forgot to put the boots on Sun Titan. I meant to do that. Hopefully that doesn't cost us. Zombie's life's going up and ours is going down. That's not the best spot to be. They can exile creatures from graveyards. I wonder if they have enough to kill him. 2, 3, 4... Yeah, we definitely have enough creatures in our graveyard if Asgard wants to take Zombie out. I don't know that they're going to do that, though. I don't know that they're going to do it. So, I mean, the problem is that if he untaps with all this stuff, he's going to have a lot of life loss. I guess we have to Doomscar. Yeah, we can... we have to Doomscar and give up with Sun Titan. Don't love that. Yeah, I think it's going to have to be the Doomscar. Oh, you know what we could do? Sun Titan, the Guardian of Faith, and then Doomscar after. Yeah, there we go. That's a play. Although, opponent could exile it. That would thwart that play. Yeah, that would thwart that play. So we'll have to get something they can't exile. And just give up on the Sun Titan. Unless they tap out for some reason. Sanctum Weaver. Yep, 1 damage. Oh, its owner makes a 1/1 black snake? Okay, I see. I see. Didn't need that land. Did not need that land. Oh, you know what? Reconnaissance is a reasonable pickup right here, I think. Play the War Room. Swing into Asgard. Swing into Asgard. Sun Titan get Reconnaissance. Opponent's gonna block with a snake. We're gonna Reconnaissance the Sun Titan. Maybe Doomscar, Secure the Wastes is where we need to be, I think. Yeah, Doomscar. Skull Clamp will trigger. Rick is a card that matters. These are not humans, though. That's unfortunate. I'm thinking Secure the Wastes, Adeline, and Rick next turn. I think that'll be a big explosive play that should hopefully finish things up. Opponent's going to keep milling us. Yep. He's going to flip day and night. Got another homunculus right here. Yep. That's why he was saying there needs to be more homunculus. I think they exist in what, like 2 blocks? Fallen Empires and Guilds of Ravnica, probably. Maybe a few more than that, but definitely not very many. That's a Helm of the Host. Well, that's spicy. With our life totals the way they are, making copies of a 3/4 flyer could push them across the finish line. Opponent exiles one of our creatures, we get a snake. Yep. Equips it to the thing. Yep. Helm of the Host trigger. No attacks. No attacks. I would have attacked. Maybe he's also thinking about the block that he's probably going to need to do. It will make it harder for us. Seal of Doom? No. Ugh. What's gonna make some 1/1s? Yeah, end step secure the wastes. We get a bunch of warriors. Dictate of Heliod is, I'm like, well, we need something to pump them up and make them more threatening. Dictate of Heliod is that card. Let's play a plains, cast our commander. Oh, our commander's so much. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have enough to go our commander, and then we can either dictate or choose Rick. Commander's probably going to get shot, but I guess we are playing the Adeline deck today, so let's get our commander back in. Ooh, interesting. If we put boots on Adeline, oh, I have an idea. We'll just send it to Zombie. They're going to Seal of Doom it. Yeah, I thought that might happen. Back to the command zone. Send all of these to Asgard. I think we're actually going to get him with the flash. I'm excited about this. He's going to block one. He's going to kill the Death Toucher. Flash in this Dictate of Heliod. Surprise! Opponent's going to start blowing up our lands. That's very nice of them. Do get a plains. I shot our War Room, which is actually probably the one we'd try to avoid using, since our life's getting really low. You know what? We do get an untapped land, so we can Skull Clamp something after. Actually, no. They'll all be giant, so no Skull Clamps. I guess in case they die, though. Is this going to be enough? Are they going to survive at, like, 2? Oh, God, we got to set a... Oh, I forgot to set a stop in the end of opponent's combat. Whoops. Whoops, whoops. I don't have that stop set because there's almost nothing that matters in that end combat step for Reconnaissance, so I don't have a stop there. Reconnaissance is the one card that matters there, so whoops, we'll get it next time. So Skull Clamp the thing, and I guess we'll Boots another one, just in case. We are a little exposed. Notably, Adeline is a human, and it makes human tokens, which are really good with Rick. Opponent makes another 1/1, yep. Opponent keeps milling us, yep. Redain and Maul of the Skyclaves, definitely wanted those. Make sure a Mary is not in here anywhere. Flip day and night, gain a life. You know, I think Sword of Vengeance would be really good for this deck. The haste, mono white needs the haste so bad, but also the other keywords on there I think really going to help Adeline, especially First Strike. Just make sure it doesn't die in combat to stuff. So that's probably one that I would look at. First Strike and Evasion I think are going to be kind of your high priorities as far as keywords to get on Adeline, which is unusual because, like, First Strike is usually the least good keyword most of the time as far as, like, the evergreen keywords go. It's not the one you really need the most, but for this commander, it makes sense. And that comes from someone who loves First Strike. One of my really old standard decks was 4 Knights of Meadowgrain, and if you had 3 or 4 of them on the battlefield, nothing could attack you because they all had First Strike, and you could block profitably. It just makes me a little sad that First Strike is less relevant in Commander than most of the other formats. He gets his commander back in. Ramos is on the battlefield. Day and night flip. Nyx Bloom Ancient. Luckily, he doesn't have much else to do. There's a generous gift. Play the plains. Cast our commander. It's going to be 9. Boots on our commander. Zombie's got 1 card. The boots stick. Cast Rick. It comes in. We're going to go First Strike and Lifelink, I think is what we want right here. I was also thinking about, what's that card? It's the Angel. That gives you keywords. Commander to Zombie. I think the rest of the tokens... I'm going to leave 1 back to block. This seems like a reasonable attack. There's the trigger. And like I said, this does make humans, so Rick's going to give them those abilities. And also, that makes 4 humans, so now they get an additional +2/+2. They are huge. Our commander's a 15/18. It's pretty cool. We're going to gain some life back right here. Yeah, opponent's got to chump block a lot of stuff. Love it. Opponent's blocking. Oh god, we got to set the combat thing. Set stop. They go down. Wow, we go to 41. End combat step. Untap all of our things. I didn't get them all, but it should be fine. Not too worried about it. We just went back to 41. Zombie has 1 card. If we die to anything, it'll probably be commander damage. We got all but 2 of them. Not too bad. Zombie needs a wrath. They draw 7 cards. That's a way to get there. That's a way to get there. Does he have a board wipe? Although, even if he does, he'll then have to rebuild, and the fact that we can just boots our commander gives us something to work with. Doubling season. Tamio the Moon Sage. It's not the most ideal. They draw 2 more cards. Oh, did they just ultimate that? They just ultimated that. What's Tamio do in the ultimate? I forget. Oh, and there's that one. There's Omniscience. Awesome. Yep, ultimates. Mana Reflection doesn't really matter. Furnace of Wrath. They have Lethal Commander. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Wow. Wow. I'm sure that was preventable. One way or another. I wasn't expecting like full Ramos into Tamiyo emblem though. Based on everything else he's doing, there is no reason to expect that. So that's a little frustrating, but it was an interesting deck, and we did get a really good look at our commander, and that's what I care about the most. So as far as thoughts on the deck, I really like Adeline's skill set. The fact that its power keeps growing makes it a threat. It makes it a threat, so like you do want to think about some amount of evasion in your deck. We didn't get to use the Sure Strike Trident. That probably would have fixed things for us and got us out of the situation we were in, which would have been cool. A question I have is like, do you really try to pare down this mana curve and really try to make it like low cost aggressive type stuff? Because I think it just does a lot by itself. It puts a lot of bodies in for you, and I really like what that means. And yeah, I think it just gives you stuff that white is able to work with really well. It's really easy to search for equipment and put a sword or two or a Luxodon Warhammer or something like that on Adeline, swing in that way, gain a bunch of life, do a ton of damage, and then also have a bunch of tokens running around that you can pump up with various other things, like Dictate, like Rick. I do want to get that Dolmen Gate in. I don't know if Hour of Reckoning is quite right for this deck. Having our commander in play was pretty important, so I think we'll get rid of that one, bring in the Dolmen Gate. Reconnaissance was very good also. I have one that I haven't been using for like years at this point, so, you know, if I put this deck together, then this would be a good spot for it. And I think I do have most of these cards. Definitely don't have a Rick, though. Those are kind of expensive, but I probably have most of these lying around somewhere. As far as key moments in the game, we were really lucky that we caught the Sun Titan. That's what kept us in it. We were really unlucky about the Birthing Pod shooting our Smothering Tithe into the wheel, losing so much gas. We lost so many good cards. And we're also unlucky with getting our Emeria Shepherd milled. If that Emeria Shepherd sticks, we get so many cards back. Emeria Shepherd would have easily won us the game. There's just too much value there, getting all of our things back. Our biggest problem is that we just weren't able to do as much as our opponents that Winds of Abandon. It's tricky. We gave our opponents a lot of lands, and it just gives them a lot of resources to be able to do things in the late game like that, and they just outpace you. They can outpace you so much in the late game. So yeah, those are some of the big moments. You know, just a few things. We got a little unlucky with the mill and the hand disruption. Your hand isn't going to get disrupted every game, but I have talked about in the past just how powerful hand disruption, even via wheels, can be. Milling key pieces from an opponent, especially if they can't get them back, is really powerful. And mono white, you know, you have a couple things that bring things back decently, Sun Titan and Emeria Shepherd, but after that, they are generally very inefficient to cast and kind of a pain, so there really needs to be some better white reanimation, especially on like a mass scale. Basically, a better Marshal's Anthem is really what I'm looking for. Something that's more mana efficient than that thing, because that thing's insanely overcosted. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy this look at Adeline. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching. Help support me and save 15% on singles by using the promo code REPLAY at MothershipATX.com. Commander Replay t-shirts, available in orange and colors beside orange.